Hi everyone once again. I am here to deliver a talk on going beyond SBOM's generation, ensuring quality and compliances. Let me introduce myself. I am Vivek. I currently work at Interlink as an open source community lead. Interlink is the company behind building SBOM compiler. You can say SBOM platform, which offers both community free tier as well as enterprise tier. Apart from that, Interlink has some of the cool open source project based on SBOM toolings, which we will be discussing it later on. So I have been involved in managing these open source tools since last 1 year. That's pretty much about me and my work. Let's get started with today's talk. So before that, I would like to ask you something that, is it possible to see a microorganism with your naked eyes? Obviously not. But that does not mean that it is not there. It simply means that you cannot see it. So for that, to see that or to see those organisms, you need a right tool or right device called microscope. So right tools matters a lot. So later on, you will be able to relate this example with SBOM. So in early days of software, when software used to build from scratch, developer used to write each and every line of code by himself, whether it's a small function, a small feature, or integrating with another tool. But since then, time changes, the era of internet comes into, web application, mobile application, and software world exploded. And now the developer don't write code from scratch. It is heavily rely on open source libraries and open source dependencies. As Ryan already has told that most of the organization uses 70 to 80% code from open source. So for example, you want to build a CLI application using Golang for SBOMs. So at top level, what libraries you need is, first of all, you will need a Cobra library. Then for testing, you need a Testify library. For logging, you will need a logging library like JAP or Logrus. And then to interact with, for SBOM with respective formats like SPDX and CycloneDX, you need a SPDX Go and CycloneDX Go library. And later on, you will, as per the requirement, you will need another few libraries. So the modern software development world is mixture of your own code plus other code, where other code comes from open source world. So this is a real dependency file of SBOM QS tool. SBOM QS tool is a quality and compliance check of SBOM. So the primary element or primary component here is SBOM QS, and under required section, these all are direct dependencies of SBOM QS. So as you can see that CycloneDX, Go SPDX, Cobra, Testify, and these, and apart from many others libraries are there. So just from a dependency file, I would like to ask you something that, just looking at this dependency file, can you answer that how many dependencies have existing vulnerabilities or how many of not have? And are all these libraries are trustable or not? So just looking at this file, you cannot tell. But that does not mean that vulnerabilities may or may not lie in these dependencies. So that's exactly where software bills of materials comes into. So software bills of material is a tool, or you can say a document, which lists or describes all the dependencies that your software has. So like the food level at the back of it, it represents what all ingredients that your food is made up of. Similarly, software bills of material signifies that what all are the ingredients or external open source libraries that your software is consuming. So looking at the software supply chain security risks, different government step into it and start taking action, because the modern era software is built upon dependencies. To have a clear visibility of these dependencies, SBOM is the right tool for visibility. So different government came up with their own different compliances, like US government came up with NTIA minimum element, Germany came up with BSI compliance, then Japan came up with Open Chain Telco, and India has CERT-in. So compliance is just a way which signifies that what field your SBOM should contain for better visibility and for better security purpose. So some of the common attributes in SBOM compliances are, so SBOM metadata, which means that what are the field that your SBOM document should have, like who created this document, like in mostly today tools create this SBOM, and then when it was created, who is the creator, and what is the format and version of that. And under component section, you need to specify what for each component you need to specify component name, their version, unique ID, supplier ID, license, and checksum. Where unique ID like Perl ID, from which you can directly get all the existing vulnerabilities of that component. And from supplier, you can check whether you can trust that supplier or not. And using license information, you can simply check whether you are complying with that license of that particular open source libraries or not. And lastly, relationship. For all the dependencies, whatever dependencies they have, you need to, the SBOM under the relationship section it contains. So one thing is, so far now you have understood that why SBOM is important and why government is focusing on SBOM and coming up with their own SBOM compliances. So one thing is clear, that SBOM is not optional anymore. So now thing is, now you have SBOM, and the whole visibility depends on the SBOM data that you provide. So that's why SBOM quality matters a lot. So to have a good quality SBOM, you need to have a sufficient data, you need to have accurate data. So sufficient data means that whatever component is present in your software must be captured in SBOM, and accurate means that you should provide correct and actual value, so that later on if someone want to trace something, can easily be traceable. So in the process of SBOM generation lifecycle, there are 5 processes like generate SBOM. This is the first and initial process of generating SBOM using any generating tools like Trivy or Shift. And after that, like SBOM generating tools may miss out some of the important information. So you need to add those important information or necessary details using augmentation. And then after, you need to enrich your SBOM with additional open source data set. And related to verification and signing, I'm not going to cover. I'm just going to cover these all 3 steps. So let's proceed with generation 1. So this is the exact scenario of SBOM generating tools, that not a single SBOM generating tool can even comply with NTIA minimum element. So that's why you need augmentation and enrichment of your SBOM. To check the quality of your SBOM, there is a tool called SBOM QS. So SBOM QS is a tool which checks the quality and compliances of your SBOM. So currently it supports many compliances like NTIA minimum element, FSCT, BSI, Open Chain Telco, and many more. We will see these all stuffs in demo part. Now second part is, once you have SBOM, now second part is to check the, second part is to add the essential and required information in your SBOM, and that is via SBOM augmentation. So SBOM ESM is a tool which is used to edit the SBOM and merge multiple SBOM into one. And third step is to enrich your SBOM with third-party open source data sets. So Parley is a tool from Snyk which allows you to enrich additional values to your SBOM. So once your SBOM is completed, now you cannot manually go one by one to check all those details. So you need a intelligence platform so that you can inject your SBOM into it, and based on the SBOM data, the intelligent platform can show you the result, like how many of them have existing vulnerabilities and are you complying with SBOM license or not, supplier, etc. So dependency track is one of the open source popular SBOM platform, which we will be seeing in the demo. And lastly, once your SBOM is ready, so finally you want to transfer your SBOM from one place to another. For example, you have SBOM in your folder or your SBOM in a GitHub repository, and you want to transfer that SBOM to a different platform like SBOM platform or any other like AWS Cloud. So we need a SBOM MB tool. So this is a SBOM MB tool which fetch SBOM from input system and send SBOM to output system. So let's start with demo part. Just a minute. So we will generate a SBOM using a Cyclone DX, using format Cyclone DX. So we will use a Trivy tool to generate SBOM. So we already have, I think, yeah. So here we are using a Trivy tool to generate SBOM of Cyclone DX, and we are generating SBOM from source code, that is go.mod file, which is present locally. So let's generate it. So this is the, I think, raw SBOM that we have generated using Trivy. Now the second step is to, let's check out this SBOM first of all, that what is exactly it contains. So if you see, this is the metadata section. This represents document section, that what exactly document contains. So this means that when it was created, this is a tool, by which tool it was created, and this represents a primary component, that for which component the software bill of material was created. So it is missing some of the documents, some of the information like supplier name, author name, and life cycle, that when the SBOM was built up. So let's quickly add those values. And apart from that, if you see the same thing with primary component, it has also missing those field like author, supplier, and etc. We will add those information to it also. So let's augment the data using SBOM ASM tool. So this is the command basically. So we are selecting a document subject. First of all, we are adding author interlink, and this is the email ID. We are adding a supplier. This is the organization name. This is the website of the organization. Life cycle is pre-built. We are generating SBOM before build, and we are providing a repository URL also. So yeah, and now let's once again augment the SBOM with data for primary component also. So we have also added a supplier name, interlink, author, supplier, repository, and etc. So let's see. So we have 3 SBOM. We have generated SBOM. Then we added a augmented SBOM with a for document, and then later on we augmented with for a primary component. Now we have done step 2. Now is the time to enrich the SBOM with a Parler tool. So let's quickly enrich the SBOM. So just before that, let's quickly see the difference in the SBOM, that what exactly values we have added so far. So generated one, and so if you see, we have added a life cycle in the document, and we have added the author. And similarly under primary component, we have added the author. We have added the external, I think we have added the repository, and also we have added supplier for document. Now let's quickly enrich our SBOM. So we are enriching our SBOM with ecosystem enrich, and so final it will be output in enrich SBOM. So yeah. I think it's taking time. I'm not sure why it is taking too much time. Yeah. Finally, we have in this. Now let's quickly convert into JSON format. So yeah, now let's see the different what all are the other fields that is added by in the enrichment process. So augment. So see, if you see, these all are the stuff that has been added by enrichment process, like external reference, supplier name, external reference. So for all the components that it is able to retrieve the additional information from open dataset like ecosystem.ms or Sneak or something else, so it simply add those data. Now we have initial generated SBOM and we have complete SBOM that we have added values and documented and enriched those values. Let's quickly check the score of both SBOMs. So SBOM QS score. So let's quickly check the score of enriched SBOM. So this is our final SBOM, so its score is 9.4. So we are checking the score against anti-IA minimum element, which has only 5 to 6 field. So if you see 62 out of 62 component has name, version, it has added a supplier name here, and it has now 3 authors. Now let's quickly check the score of initially generated SBOM. So if you see, in earlier, there were no supplier. The component has, no component has any supplier, and we can see that document has only one author, which was tool. But to trace any author, you need a person or organization. So we have added that too. So for now, just a minute. So we have final SBOM. Let's quickly see the SBOM platform. So this is our dependency track SBOM platform. Currently it does not have any SBOM, so we will push SBOM from our local folder to dependency track using SBOM MB tool. So let's quickly do that. So SBOM MB. So here we are transferring SBOM from input adapter folder, and the file is enriched one, and we are pushing it to dependency track, which is a local instance. So let's quickly transfer it. So we have transferred this SBOM to a dependency track, and let's refresh. So this is the SBOM. So this is the SBOM platform which will do a proper analysis of this SBOMs on the basis of the provided data. So it has 61 components, and these all are the components, and it shows that which component has issue, which is outdated, and something related to that, like. And after that, it shows all the licenses, and finally, if you see, it also shows a dependency graph of relationship, that go.mod was the first component. After that, it has SBOM QS, and SBOM QS has these all dependencies. So that's all about demo part. So I think we have covered, just a minute, let me. So I think that's whole the demo part. We have completed the after generating SBOM, we have augmented it, we have enriched it, and finally we have checked the quality of SBOM, and finally we transferred the SBOM to SBOM platform for further analysis and monitoring part. So yeah, if you look at the summary, so modern day software do require build on top of open source dependencies, and to get a visibility of those dependencies, you need SBOM, and to get a proper analysis of SBOM, you need a SBOM platform for further analysis. And you know that SBOM is not optional anymore, and countries are focusing on SBOM compliances. So these are some of the steps to make sure that your SBOM is accurate, it's complete, and have all the completeness data. So yeah, that's pretty much about the session. And these all are the references that you can check out. You can check out interlinked toolings like SBOM ASM, SBOM QS, and SBOM MB tool. You can also check out Sneak tool, that is Parler, to enrich your SBOM. And yeah, dependency track, and these all other white papers. So yeah, that's a lot. So thank you, everyone. If you have any question, I would be happy to answer that.
Thanks so much, Vivek. We'll do questions during the break, one-on-one. We're a little behind because these people loved lunch so much, they didn't come back into the hall on time. So thank you so much. Here's a small gift on behalf of the OpenSSF. Thanks so much for coming and speaking and presenting. This is all very useful. Yeah, thanks so much, man.